Hello everyone, I am Tacit and welcome to the Gems of War, Campaign 10, Week 8, Day 5. So today, of course, main thing we're going to be doing is the Obsidian Depths, of course, the new faction that ended up coming out today. We did do a, check, I believe, where is it down here? We did it so late earlier. Where is... Wait, am I that blind? Obsidian Depths. I could have sworn it was like right on top of another faction. There it is. Yeah, right there. That's why I couldn't find it. They were all like piled together. Yeah, Obsidian Depths. This ended up coming out today. We also got a new mythic, though. The new mythic is a little bit more towards the underwhelming side. It's still one of the better mana accumulators. I mean, mana drainers. However, mana drain not that big of a mechanic in the current state of the game. Still needs quite a few things to work. Still needs 50% damage start, and overall, it's usable, but very situational utility troop that likely wouldn't get used too much. Does have a good Gargoyle Gem, however, bad Gargoyle Gem off of Zeniths is stronger, and Zeniths pretty much the actual mythic. But we do have Obsidian Depths. This ended up coming in today, as I mentioned, and it has an okay legend as far as we could do. If we actually go over here into our order here. Into our kingdom here. We can see our Obsidian Depths. And it has these four options. We have ourselves the Chiromite Sphinx, which is basically just completely useless. It's a Jumbler without an extra turn, which are all basically useless. Dark Golem, which is technically bad from a troop perspective, though from a pure faction perspective is actually needed as the tank. It explodes a gem and then explodes a random gem for each skull destroyed. So there's a little bit of extra explosion there as far as value. While still being kind of tanky. We then have the Onyx Gargoyle, which is just purely useless. This does some splash damage while creating some Gargoyle gems, while being somewhat tanky. And then we have the one that you would actually run for the pure faction, as well as like somewhat okay outside the event, or outside the faction, which is deal damage to all enemies, boosted by Gargoyle gems, and stone blocks. So it's basically an AoE with no follow-up, which is a problem with almost every single dragon in the game. That happens to have a boost ratio off of something. In this case, Gargoyle Gems and Stone Blocks. And he also has the 30% chance at the beginning of every single turn to create an evil Gargoyle Gem that you can end up destroying in order to get value. So if you're ending your turn a lot, could end up getting some value. And in the case of this pure faction, as well as some of the teams that you might utilize them in, he'll be doing so. However, overall, nothing too strong. Nothing like meta-defining, just some things. Just some things to make Hellcrag have higher stars. As of today, I believe it could reach like 8 or 9 if you had the other two troops already. However, we are currently at 7, but that's because we're missing Zenith and we're missing the other one. Because we already got some of the crowns, but we'll be getting them next week. We're missing Zenith and we're missing the tower, which is oddly enough not a tower, which is very, very funny. It's just a construct, which technically, that's correct. But you know, there's a tower typing in the game, and the tower is not a tower in the literal sense. Obviously, it wouldn't be because all of them are just constructs, but it's still kind of funny. But yeah, one more week and we'll have Zenith. I believe it's next Thursday, if I'm not mistaken. Because yeah, we need 12 more. That's 6 more days from now. 6 more days from now is Thursday. So yeah, next Thursday we'll have Zenith. And we truly get to see what the actual mythic looks like. The legendary called Zenith. Anyways, so a good majority of this stream, not all of it though, but a good majority of it will be us farming this faction right here. And trying to get deeper. We already made up all the teams. I meant to cover the videos. I'm probably going to need to cancel tomorrow's Xenoblade stream. As there were so many things I meant to get done today that I did not actually get done. From oversleeping a bit, and then my whole schedule is kind of getting pushed back. So we'll probably have to do that on Sunday, as well as cover the videos. However, we do have all the teams built. We actually did that during the stream itself, which is pretty convenient. However, yeah, we're using this Guards Avatar team for the lower end. We'll have all the copy paste on the video. I hope to get them up tonight and or tomorrow morning. Probably tomorrow morning, realistically. But for later range, we have Viking Aragut Zugoff. Pretty standard with our Leprechaun. We have a lower one that kind of shows the Chaldony kind of setup. Also shows the new book, just so we can get some new book in there. I don't think I'm going to cover an entire video on it necessarily. However, this book is really good. It's a utility explosion weapon that you're probably going to be using a lot. It explodes basically the entire board, then summons an Obsidian Depths troop, So this is kind of like those summon explode options, but it doesn't give a positive stats effect to any of the typing, and it has a much smaller range of what it summons. However, it has a lot of explode, like literally board clear amount of explode. So if you're looking for a Gorgoltha-like option that utilizes hero, this is a pretty good way for it. There are other mana accumulating weapons that will often be better than this, especially situationally. But if you're just looking for a nice, just all-around mana accumulating weapon to put into a team, works out really well. One other thing that's nice about this is it does have Drain to first enemy, kind of like Life and Death with the same color, and Enchant, so you can get your mana up. Unfortunately, unlike Life and Death, it does not have Bless. Bless was a pretty nice mechanic on it. However, it does have everything else, so pretty strong. Oddly enough, the way that Life and Death actually has Bless is off of the weapon itself. It does not have it from an affix, oddly enough. So if we go to Life and Death, it blesses itself from its ability. It similarly actually has the exact same setup as this weapon, where it enchants itself and has the mana drain. Actually, hold up. Is it the exact same setup? It even has the scatter damage. I didn't even notice that. That's kind of funny. Wait. I noticed the other two. I didn't even realize they both have scatter. I kind of forgot about that because it's normally already hitting stuff. But that's kind of funny. Wait. Yeah, they both even have the scatter. The only difference is Life and Death gains 4 life and this gains 4 armor. It's literally Life and Death, but its ability is different. It's pretty much just a Life and Death with the same affixes. That's kind of funny. Yeah, similar to why Life and Death is good with it. It is also good with it. Though unfortunately is missing the Bless since Life and Death has the Bless off the ability itself, whereas the book does not. Otherwise, that would have been insane because then it literally would have just been better Gorgoltha. Because of course, Gorgoltha does like the same amount of explosion for 1 higher mana cost plus cleanses itself. Whereas that thing would have a summon on top of it while also having Bless, but unfortunately it does not have Bless. But anyways, let's go start grinding out this faction a little. As we need to make some progress on this. Obviously we want to get that done this weekend. And we still got a ways to go. We are going to do skip method relatively early in this faction though, mostly because it's a 5-room. Which will make it take a little bit longer. So we're going to be getting those Valraven kills anyways. Oh, so hello everyone. I didn't even say hello. Hello Isabel. Hello Ricardo. Hello Bill. Hello Ray. Hello Roman. Hello let's see. Hello Gimli. Hello Logic Slayer. Hello Clipbomb. Hello Dwight. Hello Tyrion. Hello Sushi Ninja. Hello Michael. Hello everyone else. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah, the books are at worst decent. Yeah, I'm not sure why. Every book in this game is kind of strong. Which is kind of funny. Like, there's almost no book. Even the ultra rare book is among one of the best ultra rare weapons in the game, which is kind of funny. Yeah, is there a single book in this game that isn't good? Actually, yes, there is. One of the worst weapons in the entire game is actually a tome. Well, with that rare exception, that's not what I'm looking for. No wonder why I can't find it. I'm in the wrong category. Yeah, there is almost no bad books. Let's see. Standard mana accumulation. Oh, here it is. This one. This is like the one exception. The Monicon is arguably the worst weapon in the game. It summons a random daemon. That's it. It's 16 mana cost. It summons a random daemon. It's so bad. But yeah, we have a standard mana accumulator, double gem creation. We have these 6 books that generally are referred to as the books. We have another double mana accumulator. I believe this was that one weird mana accumulating one. No, this is just a weird, useless rare one. It's the ultra rare that's like that. This one steals magic from an enemy, shifted to attack and rage. It's okay. Oh yeah, Oshia's Tome. Yeah, there's a lot of pretty good books. There's still some bad ones in there. There's basically Life and Death, but book. Oh yeah, here was that one weapon I was talking about earlier. You might think this is just like a pretty average weapon, like 7 mana cost, exploded gem. But it gets barrier and 3 of its mana back, which is actually pretty solid. Because that means you only need 4, so if you have +1 on purple, just taking a purple gets its mana back. And it's actually a really funny way to barrier spam your hero. Very rarely is that ever relevant. But early on in the game, especially before you have, though most people wouldn't notice it as a newer player. But especially prior to having a lot of hero classes at level 40, so you can have barrier on brown. It is pretty much one of the most consistent ways to keep barriering your hero classes. It's just taking a purple from the board will allow you to re-barrier, which is pretty solid. It's very situational, and the people that would need it probably wouldn't realize it's a thing. But it's still a pretty decent option, nonetheless. The range that it's applicable for, most people probably wouldn't have it upgraded for, even though it could be. It's only ultra rare, so it's definitely accessible for a brand new player to upgrade within a single play session. You already finished the faction? Nice. Yeah, my day flew by today. One other problem is they were actually doing a little bit of painting outside and was like right next to the air conditioner thing. So I was like lightheaded any of the bit of time I was awake. So I've been having a headache. And I actually had to like go rest down again today. Even after I did a couple of things. Just because I was so lightheaded from it. Luckily the scent from it and everything's kind of gone already. I have like really bad asthma and everything, so it kind of bothered me for most of the day that I was awake. Luckily the stream we did earlier was before that happens. Let's see, we'll take that down. Because obviously it did during the day. That'd be funny if they were here at like 3 AM in the morning. I don't think they got here till like 8 AM. Obviously not PM, it would have been 20 minutes ago, so. Oh, hello, King. Welcome. Oh, hello, Lester and Eliza. Welcome, welcome. Hope all has been well. It's finally the weekend. We got a faction to grind for it. Oh, so we'll hand out, wait, did we hand out a redeem code this morning? I might have to hand out 2 codes to stream. So much so, let me actually hand one out now. Because, I don't remember because I was, like, kind of off because it was still, like, so early in the morning. But, didn't we not hand out a code? Pretty sure we forgot. There is a good chance we did not hand one out. One moment. Code section being a little slow. I'm not sure what's been up with the side computer. It's been a little bit slower lately. The last week or so. Even after restarting it, oddly enough. I just need to let it rest a little. Put that in there. Put that over there. It's almost at its 10-year mark. Actually, it's officially 9 years old. That other computer. But there you guys go. There's the redeem code. You guys know how to use it by now. Enjoy. I definitely feel free to leave a like on the stream. Helps a lot and is greatly appreciated. I'll have another one a little bit later this stream. With the same loot inside. Which also reminds me, I'm running low on codes. I should probably ask Kafka for more. We have enough for the next week. But if she doesn't send me one by the next week, we then run out of codes, so I should start poking her. It's also technically in a new month, and normally she does it at the start of every month, and it is the start of the month. It is the 5th. That is 5 days into the month. It's also the first Friday of the month, which is why we have the Mythic. Which, oddly enough, they've been doing consistently since the conception of Mythics. So their main premise was they came out the first Friday of every month, and they have actually not missed a single Friday. That's 2 things that have been surprisingly consistent with this game. Is every Friday since Mythics have existed, or not every Friday, but every first Friday of every month, we've gotten a new Mythic since Mythics have existed. The other thing is we've actually always had a Monday event, or weekly Monday event, every single day since they started weekly events. They used to have bi-weekly events, and then eventually it was weekly events. And since they started the weeklies, we've actually always had one. There might have been like some glitches with some, but they've always had one. Yeah, they've always had the bugs. That's something else they've always been perfectly consistent with. There's always been a consistent number of bugs. It's a very bug-heavy game. It's kind of funny there's not a bug typing in the game. There are some bugs in the game, but I think they're considered wild folk, not bugs. There is no bug category. Will we be trading Pokemon today? Oh yeah, that's something else I didn't get around to today. I said I would do that today. Yeah, we can still do it after stream. Just make sure to poke me again. Is this still the same list from before? It might take a little while because I have to drag them all out, and some I might actually need to get because I'm not sure I have one on hand. But, yeah, we'll do that. Realistically, that should only take like half an hour. But yeah, we're not going to be doing Xenoblade Chronicles 3 tomorrow. We're definitely still going to be doing it on Sunday. Almost guaranteed. But tomorrow I still got a lot of things I need to clean up. And by clean up, I mean finished. 2 of them related to the channel. I need to go get those 2 videos up. I meant to go record them before I fell asleep, and then things changed. I crashed. But I'll be covering them tomorrow morning. Ever tried you a Noctowl? Has Noctowl actually been confirmed for next gen? I can't remember if it was any good, because I believe it was added in like Gen 3. And that was back when I was a kid and wasn't really messing with them much. I believe it's normal flying type, which is actually interesting. There's quite a few birds that were normal flying though. I'm still hoping next gen adds an evolution for Chatot, because that's also normal flying, and I would totally use it. Even if I had to make like the weirdest team possible to try to use it. Theoretically, next gen, any type can be any type now that they announced that one main mechanic. It'll be interesting to see how it pans out. But yeah, that's gonna be like our entire life going into like November, December, January, February. Around that time anyways. The only thing that might get in the way of that is there is someone I might be meeting up with later this year who I've actually known for 7 years now, and we've never actually met. And we're actually planning to this year if it works out. Either this year or next year. Seeing there's a new mythic every month, plus the campaign mythic, do you ever think they will increase the amount of mythics in the Soulforge? I almost want to say no. Way back when, while I was still doing some of the betas, one thing I actually asked was, or maybe it was on the forum. I can't remember if it was on the beta and or the forum. But basically what I asked was, yeah, I think it might actually been the forum now that I think about it. Once we start having like more than 1 mythic per kingdom, because this was back when we only had 1 mythic for every single kingdom, and 2 were starting to roll out. I asked basically, would we be able to target the exact mythic we want with event keys? And the answer was no, which, you know, would have made things a lot more convenient, because now that kingdoms are starting to get like 3, 4 mythics, if you had the ability to target a really specific one, like, you know, choose which one of those 3 or 4 you get to have, then that would be very convenient. Though they said they would not add such a mechanic. Of course, that could change as we get more and more mythics, obviously. But that would have been a nice way to fix it. Though not if it takes as many event keys as it took us earlier. I'm not sure if you guys saw the stream earlier. But it took us 3,200 event keys to get the most recent mythic. Which was absolutely insane. It was like triple over odds. Which is exceedingly bad. I'm not sure what it's been with the last few mythics. I've been getting absurdly bad luck on the last few mythics. Not sure what's been up with them. Sounds like their drop rate changed. My luck just changed drastically inversely. We've been getting some somewhat okay lucky one day, 10 chests. But then we got like absurdly bad luck. First hit my gem keys, then hit my event keys. Though we still have like infinite of both. Let's see. It sounds mysterious. I don't know, I normally don't talk about a lot of my off-stream friends. Obviously we talk about on-stream friends like Isabel and such. But I don't normally bring up off-stream friends. I generally chat with them here and there, you know, normal social texting things. Sometimes a little bit of gaming here and there. What's the Legends Reborn collectible used for? It's used to collect 300. As you collect 300, you unlock all the rewards, or at least the free rewards, and access to be able to get the other rewards. With the only one really being worth it being the gems, because the money one is way too much money. But, they have no purpose beyond 300. They look like a tube? Do they look like a tube? They look like a little herb thingy. Does it look like a tube from a distance? That does not look like a tube. I can't make that look like a tube in any way. It looks like a green mess of nothing. Though technically a herb. Oh wait, that's interesting. The herb is, that's something I never noticed, now that we were brought up the herb and now I'm paying attention to the herb. We just killed 3 things in the same location. And it's showing me the herb there the entire time. I wonder if we get 3 herbs. Is the herb attached to the troop or attached to the location? Otherwise, one thing that they forgot to do is remove the herb icon from battle. And it just stays there regardless of what happens. Oh wait, I wasn't even paying attention to the final screen. Did we get 3 herbs or 1? Oh no, we can't see it from that screen. I actually don't know how many herbs I got. But yeah, that's so weird. I think there's a visual glitch, not a numerical glitch. But, yeah, that's so strange. Because the herb seems to be attached to the spot where it was killed from. No, I've noticed the herb thingy. I just didn't notice the multi-revive herb thingy. Where the icon stayed there. Despite there being multiple revives over top of the location. That weren't green. Because that thing that revived was brown purple. Not sure what the other one was. But the last one was brown purple, which is not a green. Which is why I mentioned that. Oh, the blue tube lantern? Oh, that's a glitch. If you got the blue tube lantern, that's not supposed to happen. Though quite a few people got it. But yeah, the one that literally looks like a tube is like some kind of other icon they were going to use. That's like left over from their beta or from a event they were going to do. And for some reason it's showing up for some people. But no, that tube's a glitch. It's not supposed to happen, but it is happening. Like many mechanics in the game. If I'm not mistaken, it does still count you the points, it just shows the wrong visual. It also has the wrong text. I think it says like 3 event points or something instead of whatever it normally does. I think it says like 3 points or something. Instead of what normal text it normally has. Or not 3 points, but you know, the number of points relative to how many you killed. Because normally it has the term farce herb. But I think it, in that other case, it says either points, the abbreviation for points being PTS, or it says the word Legends Reborn something. I think it just says points or something. But yeah, I haven't actually seen it. I've seen a couple screenshots of it on the forum though. But it's just a visual glitch. It still counts the score. It's a collectible for the next Legends Reborn. That's kind of funny. How are some people getting it now then? Like, how does that even happen? Where it like queues up the one for the next one for some people, only some of the time. Also, if I had to guess, that means we have to kill blue or brown enemies next time because it's a blue tube. So realistically, it's blue or brown. Obviously, something blue would generally mean blue, as the green herb means green. Unless we have to kill a troop type. I believe that's one of them that used to exist underneath that format, if I'm not mistaken. So, for example, a blue tube could technically mean construct or something, or mech. But realistically, it means kill blues. Also, I wonder how early we're going to be getting the next one then. Because I don't think we currently have confirmation on how often Legends Reborn is going to be. Like, for all we know, it might only be a few times per year. For all we know, it could be every other month. Which means, like, half the time in game would be, like, spent doing it. Though it's pretty easy. It doesn't take that long of an event. That is for sure. But let me go check something. Do we actually know in RimWorld yet? I don't believe we do. If I could type. Let's see. The struggle of typing on 2 keyboards simultaneously while also accidentally hitting cap lock. Alright, let me double check something. Do we know when next Legends Reborn is? No. So yeah, it's definitely not going to be a month interval. Because here's where we are right now. Legends Reborn goes to August 14th. We know up until August 28th, and there's no Legends Reborn. However, that means on August 29th, we could have a Legends Reborn in theory, which is indeed 2 weeks after the thing, which would be 1 a month. What kind of? Yeah, it'd be about 1 a month, if it was there. There's no knowing until we have more time going by. So it could still be a thing. But yeah, we don't currently know the interval. Could be like once a month, could be once every other month, could be once every 6 weeks, every 4 weeks, every 10 weeks, whatever they feel like doing. Hopefully it's a bit more common, because in theory we need it cycling through every single kingdom in the game. At a rate of 4 weeks, it would take 3 years. Which is why I think it might be once every month, or at the latest once every 6 weeks or so. Because that would place it online to end up aligning pretty decently with 3 years or so. Unless you're planning on making it go a little bit longer than that. Also, I just realized I should probably change my team to like Zugov Quick Kill. We're on the 100th room. Also, once we do, we might almost start doing skip method, because I think we almost already have all of our Val Ravens, and because we have to do a 5-room mandatory for each thing, we're going to need that a little bit extra just to be able to get through. So we're at 100, 36, 46, 2 Val Ravens. Yeah, we're definitely going to find 2 Val Ravens. Not to mention we're getting another 3 battles tomorrow anyways. So realistically, we only have to find 1 Val Raven. Actually, we can start doing skip method right now. We are actually at the point that I could just start skipping right now. No, we're still one-shotting. This is we'll let Iron Gut have 1 last floor. Then we'll start skip method. Because you do have to do 5 rooms. You basically have to do an upside-down U-shape to get through the faction. I mentioned it earlier, just earlier in the morning stream, but I didn't actually mention it during this stream. The shape of this faction is, oddly enough, Hall of Guardians, but different. So if Hall of Guardians lets you go to the right, and then you can split to the other ones, because they're both in a square. But Hall of Guardian lets you go here, and then you can go dip to the other sections. This one forces you to have to go up, which unfortunately causes a 5-room situation. But it's basically just Hall of Guardians with a worse layout. You had the other icon today. I have still never seen it a single time. What platform have you seen it on? Though in all fairness, I don't look at the herbs every single time either to see what their icon look like. But I've not seen it a single time the other one. But there's also a lot of battles where you don't necessarily see it as your final reward. Because they really need to fix the order. Someone, I mentioned it a couple times. There's someone in the forum a couple months back, or whenever it was, posted like a really elaborate way that they should have all the loot in the final screen. And I really wish they would change it to that. Because it'd be such a quality of life. Because it already has like some kind of ordering to it. But the actual order that it needs to follow by was that list. Because it puts things like whatever the current event thing is and like the most important loots like all the way to the right. Like if you get Vault Keys or Epic Vault Keys during a thing, it puts it all the way to the right. All the event stuff goes like highest priority to the right and like stuff like that. Because right now there's a lot of really pointless things that sometimes gets put over there. For example, the one of the highest priority ones is like one of the most pointless ones, or these shrines. The gold and soul gains that you get for the shrines, towards the shrines. I think they're one like the first things that show up all the way to the right, which is very, very annoying as they're the least useful piece of information out of anything that could possibly show there. As hello, Barbara. Hello, Janice. Welcome, welcome. As hello, Jamie, if I didn't already say hi. With your deleted comment that I cannot see. Or maybe I did see it earlier and just didn't notice. I still feel kind of tired, gosh. Probably tell. My voice like dragging on. You can also tell when I'm more discombobulated. Okay. So we're there. Let me go switch to Zoogoth. The good old Zoogoth. Zoogoth. There we go. We got Zoogoth. Anyways, let's go put Zoogoth into the Zoogoth team. Into the team hole. And there we go. We now have Zoogoth. Also, this is a great opportunity to show off the new banner. So as of today, we got a +2 purple, +1 brown, -1 green banner. This banner is stronger than the Mythic. Because the Mythic's so bad. But, no, it's a pretty solid banner. Obviously, you're not using it for everything, but the main reason why it's really good is Thrall Leprechaun team actually utilizes greatly from it. Anything that you ever do with Thrall Leprechaun. The main reason for this is most Leprechaun teams, particularly Leprechaun Thrall teams, do not actually require the +1 green you have off of Leprechaun. And that still makes it divisible by 3. So, yeah, you can just minus out his own color that he already gives a +2. Meaning you essentially have no downside. Because you wouldn't necessarily want to do that to a 12 mana cost and get them down to a 2 per thing instead of a 3. But for Leprechaun, it doesn't matter because you already have the +1. So you're actually not really penalizing anything. It's just a standard 12 mana cost strip at that point. So you can minus it without really any downside. Which is good because Thrall teams generally want +3 total purple. One of which it provides itself. The other two it normally needs off a banner, though sometimes it gets it through other means. And this is very beneficial on a double purple team. As well as triple purple. But yeah, it's a pretty good banner. I would say it's among the top 5 banners in the game. Easily top 10. Top 5 is pretty heavily contested, so that's more questionable, but... Actually, that would be kind of interesting. A banner tier list. The problem with a banner tier list is... You choose banners based on your team, not based necessarily on the viability of the banner. Like, the worst banner in the game could technically be the best banner for your team. Because there's only one banner in, like, S+ tier. And it's the one that is +2 red, +2 green. Because for whatever reason, it has one whole extra color than every other banner. So if you could find a way to use that banner with your team, you're already at advantage. But there's a lot of times you don't run it, even though it has a whole +1 extra. Just because, obviously, you might not need those colors. If you have a team that needs a lot of purple, you're not going to run +2 green, +2 red, -1 purple. Even if you don't use purple, you might not necessarily run those if you don't need those colors as much. Like if you have a mana accumulator that 10 mana cost that needs a +1, but it doesn't need green or red, then you might not use that banner, even though you don't use purple. Honestly, that's something we haven't covered in a while, a banner guide. Banners are a bit complicated. It's one of those things you kind of take for granted in the game that I feel like I almost never explain. Like banner choice. There's a lot of different options too. There's generally no one right answer for any team. There's definitely wrong answers for a team, but there's not necessarily like one definitive answer for any one team. There's only wrong choices. There's not really right choices. Actually, that's not true. There are some that are like more right than others. Like there's a hierarchy of more rightness. As well as ones that are just definitively wrong. Like let's build a 4x brown team with -brown. Actually, even that can technically be done occasionally if you're doing it in like Guild War. Though even then you probably don't want to do that. Unless there was a really specific gimmick you were kind of going around. Like maybe it's Purple Day and you want the +2/+2 banner. You have to keep in mind, one of the reasons why that might not be bad, even though you're using 4 of a color, is because Guild War generally denies that color. Though ever since Book, it's definitely worthwhile to make sure you don't have minus on the color. Because if the Book misses, you're going to get a lot of accumulation for your own color from their Book miss. So one nice thing, we don't have to worry about immune. The first and final battle do not have any immune in this location. But they do have tankiness, which is a little bit unfortunate for the Iron Gut there. You pulled all the faction troops besides the legendary with a single 200 pulled. Nice. I can't remember how many shards it took us this time to actually get them all maxed. Didn't bother counting it. All I know is it took us 3,200 event keys to get the mythic, which is way too many. Also, you can even tell how much we failed based on the number of copies of everything else we have. Because I believe I have like 30-something copies of that one legend now. That one brown-purple exploder guy, the Chernobog or whatever he's called. The CZ one. We have some kind of absurd number of him. Thinking about 8,500 shards, nice. It's not bad at all. I almost keep forgetting the scaling on those as well. Because I believe it's normally like what? I want to say 7,000, 8,000 to get it max. If you get unlucky, it can be closer to 10 to 12,000. I believe that's their scaling. It's harder to tell when I have a bigger stack of chaos shards, because the impact that it makes on that stack is different than it was before. And I somewhat based it on the amount of impact at one point. Which makes it more confusing now that we have a lot more of them. Also because we haven't been like depleting them all the way down. And the main reason we haven't been, I've been hoarding them, so whenever... Well, then again, that's kind of weird. Because one of the reasons why I hoarded them was we knew factions would get more troops. And now with every Friday faction event, we get a new super faction, whatever it's called, deep delving. So we get a new deep delve and a new troop with the deep delve. And initially I was like, oh, I'm just going to throw shards at them. But since we're showing them for videos, normally we just get it on the day of. And just do it with gems. So now I don't really have a need for using them. So now I'm almost like never using them other than when new factions come out. Which is like 1 per year. Unless they're going to add 2 kingdoms per year, in which case it's 2 per year. Because we only get new factions like this when new kingdoms come out. Because the only reason we have this today is not Legends Reborn, because of Hellcrag. Hellcrag came into the game, so now we have a Hellcrag faction to go with the Hellcrag kingdom. Because no more factions come into the game unless more kingdoms come into the game. Unless they're going to double up every faction, which I highly doubt they would ever do. They'd bring some other mechanic before they did that. Why do they make it so impossible to get the mythic treasure troop? I don't know. What is the odds? Isn't it like 1% or something? Oh no, we got a decent handful of them. I do wish they added upgrading to Soulforge. So this was one thing that was particularly missing from that December update for whatever reason. So we can upgrade trait stones to a higher trait stone. We can upgrade the metals to a higher metal and stuff like that. We can upgrade orbs to higher orbs. There's a lot of things in Soulforge we can upgrade to a higher tier, even ingots. However, one thing that we cannot do it to are the mythic treasures. So it is not possible to upgrade the smaller treasure and the bigger treasure. This leads to a very big issue where a lot of people, or you know, pretty much everyone, ends up having a point where they get like this, where they have a billion common and rare, possibly even ultra rare if they stopped using those, and there's nothing to do with them. Like, you can't upgrade them. You're not going to use them because the amount of gold to use them is just so absurd for how much XP you'll get in return. It's just not worth it. Like, we won't even get 1 level at the cost of almost 200,000 gold. But, and it's only going to get higher as it goes higher. But, yeah, like, realistically, these 3 treasures are the only ones that exist. You occasionally use chalices for the earlier levels, like I still do. But some people even reach enough crowns where they don't even need to do that anymore. You just go straight from crowns to lamp to sacred treasure. But yeah, there's no way to upgrade these lower ones. We definitely need a way to do so. Even if they lock you behind those cursed runes to some amount. Oh, that's not the battle I wanted. Why am I still taking every room? Oh yeah, let me start doing rush method. Because we only need 2 Val Ravens to have enough. And technically 1 Val Raven, because after we get our daily tomorrow, we're already going to have enough. So let's just start rushing straight to the final room. I meant to already be doing that. But what happened is I started doing those 5. Or those 4. And then I was like, oh, I'm doing all the rooms because I did 4 of them. But I'm actually not, because the delve is a 5-room delve, which is unfortunate. It's tied at the highest amount of rooms you have to do for any delve. Oh, sorry, Barbara, I didn't see your question. So you're still trying to understand boss ratios, or boost ratios. If you, boost, tells you this, like Vashtagan, and he has a 3-to-1 ratio, and under it says, 120. What does this mean exactly? It means whatever, thing it mentions in the ability that he's, giving a bonus to, he'll end up getting a benefit from. Why does Vashtagan have one, though? Because his is based on his target. No, he's based... Oh, no. It's based on his current HP, isn't it? It's just you can use the target to get more HP. But, yeah, it's currently just doing a 3-to-1 based on his HP. Which means that he has 360 HP. And that you're doing 120 additional true damage scattered, in his case. So he's doing his base value. Plus his magic, plus the boost ratio. But everything boosts based on something different, depending on what they are. But yeah, in the case of Vashtagan, if we go bring up Vashtagan real quick. So Vashtagan. So the way that he works is he has 3-to-1 based on his life, right? His life. Yeah, boosted by my life. So what exactly the boost ratio goes to every single time is generally an ascendance that it applies to. So in this case, it's the true damage, so it's doing true damage to the ratio. So it's not always the one that's necessarily the one that's highlighted here. That's just determining which one gets affected by your magic. So this guy is what is his magic ratio? Well, I guess this doesn't really matter for this explanation. But yeah, he's going to do 55 true damage scatter, and then a 3-to-1 based on how much his life is. So in this case, that's what, 40, 38, 38? Let's say 38. Yeah, it should be 38. So, no, 37 technically. But it's 3-to-1 based on that. So 37, let's just say. Yeah, 37 is right, actually. So 37. So you take the 37, add it to that, and if in this particular situation, he'd be doing a 92 true damage. Though normally that goes up quite a bit because he keeps devouring things. So he gets HP boost ratio from those devoured things. But that's how that works. But every single troop boost ratio is in a different way. You just have to read the context of their troop art thingy. But if you have any specific questions on boost ratios, do let me know. Like any given troop. Like the only boost ratio we have right now on our team is what? Zugoff, right? I mean, Iron Gut, I mean. And Iron Gut's Zugoff, Iron Gut's boost ratio is basically a % chance. Actually, he has a bit of a weirder one. Because he's one of a few boost ratios that's actually out of 100. So the way that his works is he has a % chance to devour based on what his attack is. And his attack is literally the %. So whatever his attack is becomes his % for devour chance. It's a bit of a different boost ratio though. Most other boost ratios apply additional gem creation, explodes, or more often not damage. But this is one of those few rare % ones. Where quite literally just converts to a %. And obviously anything over 100 as well as 100 is 100%. You can't stack any higher than that in his case. Also, thank you for your support, George. Greatly appreciate it. Thank you for the 4 months. And also welcome. Question, you tried to do a pure faction, but one of your troops chants for another one with Lycanthropy Gem. Can it still be pure faction? Yes. It won't be deathless, but it will be pure faction. Unless they change it, transform still counts as a death, even if you have all 4 of your troops. However, it does still count as pure faction. It doesn't matter what you end a faction with, it just matters what you start it with. As long as you start with pure faction, you can have four completely different troops by the end of faction, it still counts. Mirrored Halls is a pretty funny example of that, where your entire team can be a completely different team by the end of the faction, and it still counts as pure faction. It just matters that you start as pure faction. It doesn't matter if you end as pure faction. But getting transformed does count as a death unless they changed it. So it won't be deathless, but it would be pure faction. Oh, I keep doing every room. Gosh, I hate 5-room delves so much. Because out of habit, especially after just doing a bunch of delves, my brain is like, oh, you're doing a lot of delves, you should probably do all of them then. Without thinking that, oh, I should probably just rush the final room. Because you're doing so many rooms that it doesn't feel like you're rushing the final room. But we actually are. Well, we're trying to, if I would ever actually do it correctly. It's the second time in a row now. Good thing we're starting to do the skips early because I haven't even started technically. My brain's still thinking like, oh, do all of them. I really hate 5-room delves. 4 rooms are still kind of bad too, but compared to 3-room delves, 4 and 5 just seem awful. Like any delve that isn't a 3-room delve is just an awful delve to run through initially. Doesn't matter how good the rest of the layout is. Alright, let's see if I remember this time. All we gotta do is keep making an upside down U shape. And it'll be good to go. Just keep making upside down U's. Oh, there's one of the 2 Val Ravens that we needed. Though in theory, that's technically the only Val Raven we needed. Because we're getting another 3 sigils tomorrow, so we're already good to go. We just keep rushing down everything though. Too bad it's a 5-room format. There we go. I remembered. Yeah, now just keep doing that. Just keep taking upside down U's. Also, we'll have another redeem code in a little bit. Also, should probably finish some of the other grinds we need to go do today as well. Still need to go get the crowns. As well as those other standard dailies. Also, even once we have all rewards, we will still keep doing the crowns. Get the little bit of extra rewards. It's not much, but might as well. If you're already paid for the paid pass, might as well go for them. Get a couple tokens out of it, some other stuff. If you're already going to be doing some amount of farming for it, might as well. Or you could just ignore them and just let the normal amount go up. Oh, it takes like 10-ish minutes, so it's not that big a deal. The main reward that's actually useful on it is the... actually, what is the main reward that's useful? I guess the orb? Because you get, what, 5 things? Yeah, technically all of it, other than the Orpheus, oddly enough. The main reason the Orpheus isn't is technically, if you cared about it, the Orpheus, it'd be more efficient just to farm Explore 12 than it would be to get it off of this. Whereas these other ones are a bit more relevant. Because in the time that it would take... Well, then again, you're getting 2 rewards, so theoretically it's 5 minutes, which is 1 per minute. That's still technically less than Explore 12. I don't know. It's about break even. So yeah, I guess it's fine. It's like break even time if you were farming Explore 12. Because I forgot, you would get 10 crowns in 10 minutes. And that reward triggers after 5. As do all of them. Oh, I should probably kill him. If he actually casted that, that would be so devastating. He'd probably kill my Iron Gut. Oh, I almost did it. I saw the 5 times there. I was thinking multiplier order. I was like, ooh, I must click it. But no. Head to final room. The other reason I'm pretty sure I think that too is in Hall of Guardians. I'm not Hall of Guardians. In Mirrored Halls, that's actually how you run the faction. You just go straight down the middle. So in trying to rush down, it's like, oh yeah, I need to take this to get there. At least we're getting more gold. We don't really, yeah, we actually do need the gold. I was gonna say, I don't need more gold. Yes, I actually do. We're actually really low on gold right now. Actually, the lowest we've been for a while. There's a couple of quick ways we could fix it. Like, for example, converting our glory into gold and stuff like that. There's definitely a workaround for it, that's for sure. Like, if you're ever in a pinch for gold, you can open your gold and glory keys if you have any laying around. You can convert your glory into gold. Do not convert your gems into gold. That is very a waste. But it is okay value to convert your glory to gold. And by okay value, I mean it's actually pretty good value. If you don't have every mythic in the game, I would advise doing it as rarely as possible, because it's probably better just to open the glory keys at that point. However, if you do have every mythic in the game, converting your glory for gold is actually a pretty decent strategy. Mostly because the ratio for it's actually not that bad. Because every glory comes out to, actually, what is the ratio on that? Assuming it's a 300 one, you're getting like, what is it? 6? Actually, I need to double check. What is it? It's actually almost like 10 gold each. I can't remember the ratio. It's actually pretty good, whatever it is. Might need a calculator real quick. But, what is the actual ratio? For every glory... Oh, yeah, it's 5,000. Oh, gosh. For every glory, it's like 1.6 something. Let me just get a calculator up real quick. So, good old calculator. So, if I take, the thing... So, basically, it's 5,000 divided by 300. Every single one is worth 16.6 repeating. So, yeah, it's like, 16, 17 gold per glory. So every glory point you have, let's say 17, because the gold keys and glory keys can also give you gold, and I'm not accounting for that in this situation, though it is possible to get even more than that. But at minimum, you're getting 17 gold per glory, per every point of glory. Not per purchase there, but per every single glory you have there. So you can convert into quite a bit of gold. Lots and lots of gold. So it would basically make it so 1,000,000 gold would convert to 17... Or sorry, 1,000,000 glory would convert to 17 million gold, if you so choose. So we're nowhere near low on gold. Oh, Tribute is ready. Speaking of which. Anyways, let's keep going. I'm gonna finish out this one. Actually, let's get to 200 and then start doing the other things. Let's get to 200, hand out a code, and then we'll finish out all the other dailies. Which is mostly getting the last of the crowns, which I think we need 5 more crowns. As well as, just the standard ones. I generally take a very short amount of time these days. Like adventure board, dungeon, stuff like that. It's things that die within like a literal minute. Okay, I'll get to 200, hand out a code, and then, clear those out. Do it. You want me to convert all my glory to gold? That'd be a lot of gold. We'd have like 70 million, roughly. still holding out for them to eventually add something that requires glory. Just some, not all. I might do some later. I would generally only do it if we're really in a pinch for gold, like about to run out. We have done it in the past before, during times where we haven't been getting as much grinding in. We do it to kind of bring ourselves back to stabilization. It's also good if you're on vacation, you just happen to have a reserve of glory, but happen to have like no gold left. Because then you could throw all that down and then boom, you got a reserve of gold. Simply by doing that, which is pretty convenient. Because I do that sometimes while I'm away. Because just converting one stack of, or you know, like converting, doing the one click, the 60,000 glory to the gold, ends up giving you quite a lot. I think it's exactly 1 million. Which, depending on your guild requirement, can literally cover it. Or at least cover most of it. Back when I was doing it for vacations, I think our requirement was lower, because it used to be 1 million, now it's 1.5, now it's 2? I believe it's 2, even though I keep doing slightly more than 2. And the main reason it keeps going slightly more is because I keep like spamming down the task on a Monday. And those other ones have like a weird ratio. Because legendary tasks is really easy to get divisible by 1 million. But on those other tasks, it's like near impossible unless you like deliberately try to. Because they have such weird values. Also, why on earth did I target the only thing on this entire team with Immune to Devour? Not the first nor last time I will do that. I feel like it happens every time I use Iron Gut. But realistically, it's bound to happen at some point. It always happens at least once, where you make that misclick. It's very unfortunate, but it happens. Hello, Gustavo! Welcome! You could also use Vault Keys to replenish gold, yes. I wonder what the average Vault Key comes out to. I would say probably 20,000 gold per Vault Key. The average, not the actual amount you'll find. Might be closer to 30,000. Which is a lot of gold then. So if we throw down 1,000 of them, that's what, 20 million? Wait, is that 20 million? Did I do the math right? Is that actually 20 million gold? No way. Is it actually that high? Wait. 1,000 times 20,000. Why is my brain not able to calculate that many zeros right now? 1,000 times 20,000. Yeah, it is 20 million. Okay, I was right the first time. I shouldn't guess the passive brain. It knows what it's doing. Even if I don't. It like subconsciously knows how to like do all the maths. Even if my current thinking process isn't catching up to it. Yeah, it's 20 million exactly as I mentioned. Let's see, just double checking. It actually sounded pretty high, but that's pretty much how you would get. Though it could be slightly lower. But between Cedric's and the other drops, it's pretty close to 20,000 on average per Vault Key. Like, you can definitely have Vault Keys that have over 100,000 in them. But you also have Vault Keys that have like nearly 0. Hello, Jose. Welcome. Hey, you'd get anywhere from like 10 to 20 million gold from using 1,000 Vault Keys, of which we have like 4,000 or 5,000 right now. It would be nice if they made immune troops untargetable. I don't think they would ever do that. Especially since there are some strategic times where you would poke a immune troop with an ability like that. Because you have to keep in mind, Iron Gut does do damage. It's not a lot of damage, but when you don't have potion effects and stuff like that, it's actually a pretty sizable amount. Like, to be able to poke for over 100 damage off of auto extra turn is not bad at all. Like, it's not exceedingly good, but it's also not bad. Like, you could definitely kill an immune troop with just that poke. And in some situations, you want to kill something specifically, even if they have immune first, before anything else. Let's finish out this floor, we'll hand out a code, and then we'll finish out the other things. And then we'll probably call it a wrap for now. And then we'll have those other 2 videos up soon, TM. But yeah, no Xenoblade Chronicles 3 stream tomorrow, though we should hopefully be able to on Sunday. But specifically tomorrow, we will not be able to. Which means at this rate, I think we're going to try to finish it by Wednesday. I believe Fall Guys is a pretty big event on Thursday that I do want to stream. Because that should be the Sonic event. And they have a crossover stage, it should be a lot of fun. It's literally Green Hill Zone in Fall Guys style. Even looks like Green Hill Zone. It's made custom for it. I hope they keep it around. A lot of those maps that they making variants for haven't been coming back. But given that's in the round rotation, I think it might be entering the game as like a permanent stage, which would be kind of cool. Also, they still haven't celebrated their 2-year anniversary, so they might be next week. Or by next week, I mean Thursday. At least for whatever reason, that's their weekly reset day. Which is like the weirdest day to ever have a weekly reset on. I don't know any game that has a Thursday reset weekly. But it does. It's just like the weirdest day ever to choose. I feel like the most common ones would be Sunday, Monday, or Friday. But Thursday? It's just such a really weird day. You know what? Maybe it is a Friday reset, but technically, it's like the Australia time, Japanese time, Friday, which is like 6 a.m. on a most United States times, or you know, like really early morning. Kind of like how Gems of War has like an Australian time kind of reset time, because it's literally like 3 a.m. So I guess that's the case. It's technically a Friday reset, but it's literally the exact time that Friday starts on any given time zone. Also, hello Genki! Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hope all's been well. What do you think of the new Mythic? Did you cover a video on it? Haven't even checked. Always like making sure I don't try to copy teams from other people. But we already showed our teams during the stream thingy. It would literally be what we already showed during the stream. If there's any repeat ones, I might try changing it out. Oh, sorry, Isabel, what was your other comment? Oh yeah, the new Mario courses dropped on Thursday, which is yesterday. I still haven't played them yet. We might stream that as well. If we do stream it, I'm not sure when. Maybe next week's weekend. But yeah, I still haven't played them yet. And I might play them for the first time on stream because I haven't played most of them yet. But other than when I originally played them on the original games. But any of the new ones, any of them from the other thing I haven't. And all of them, you know, within the context of the game I never played. Yeah, there were some better ones in there. The Sunday one looked pretty fun, though I never played on it. The best one that they probably added that were from old maps that I have played. I'm trying to remember what the list even was. Waluigi Pinball was funny, though. I didn't actually play it on the original game. What was it? Because that was on DS. Gosh, I can't remember what the other map was. I can't even remember what the 8 maps were. If I saw what they were, I could easily... Oh! I know which one it was. The N64 one. The desert one. The one with the train. That one's probably my favorite of the 8. I'm not sure how much they changed the map, though. Because I'm pretty sure they don't have the shortcut underneath the bridge anymore, or underneath the tunnel. There's also a really funny glitch in it in N64 that I'm pretty sure they fixed for the game. Because it'd be very broken if they didn't. Because there's a weird interaction where if you use the star underneath the, I think it was actually intended, but they probably wouldn't have it in the normal game these days. Where like if you use the star underneath the tunnel, it would count as a lap. Or some kind of weird mechanic like that. It was very strange. But the main thing that made the map fun was the train cycles. It was also one of the only few maps ever where you basically had to make a full stop if you didn't make a cycle. Not sure if they changed that though. Anyways, we're gonna grab all these loots. Obviously not all of them yet, but we shall continue it later. For now, we're gonna leave it at 210 and make more progress on it at a later time. For now, let's go clear out all the dailies. Oh yeah, someone mentioned this in the earlier stream. We got war coins. Unfortunately, not a lot. There's 16 here. But war coins nonetheless. Definitely make sure to claim your war coins if you don't have infinite of them already. Though even if you have infinite, I would still grab them. Because why not? They're a pretty scarce resource currently within the game. You've got Pure Faction done? Nice! Congrats. Huge congrats. Yeah, I'll be doing it probably Sunday night at this point. Because tomorrow night we're going to aim for probably like 400, 450, maybe even 500. And I don't know, maybe we can aim for Pure Faction tomorrow night, we'll see. He's off stream a little bit tomorrow. Since I won't be streaming Xenoblade tomorrow, we'll be streaming on Sunday. Since I won't be doing it tomorrow, what I might do is grind a little bit off stream when I have some free time between some other things to try to get our faction a little bit further. That way we might actually be able to do Pure Faction tomorrow night. Otherwise it'll be Sunday night. We'll try to see if we can get it done tomorrow. The problem is we'd have to do a lot of faction up to it. If it was a 3-room faction, we definitely would. Problem is it's 5-room. I'll catch you later, Jason. Thanks for stopping by. Have a good weekend. I will clear out this, and then the only last thing we have to do is find 5 crowns. Which realistically should take 5 to 10 minutes. Though in theory could take an hour. Though it definitely won't take an hour. Though there's nothing stopping it from taking an hour. With enough bad luck, you could take over half an hour with it for sure. You just need a lot of bad luck. That's definitely possible to get that much bad luck. It's not off the realm of possibilities. You're too low on gems to tackle Pure Faction. Well, I was talking about it earlier. There is, well, in the previous stream, but there is a way to kind of do it now. Now that you can buy, well, I think I already have a thing up for every single one of my factions now. Oh, no, I don't. Perfect. So you can actually buy per day. Well, you can technically mass buy it, but per day, without it costing more, you can get 3 extra delve attempts for 50 gems. And if you did this to get a whole entire faction done, yeah. You can do it for under 1,000 gems. Like, you could probably do it for under 500 gems. Like, it just doubles the speed at which you could do a faction for a very low cost. And it's a pretty convenient mechanic. Alright, so we currently have 1 reward. We got that earlier while doing random things. So let me go get the other one. So we're just going to run a standard Dust Devil team until we find 5 more kills. Oh, I know what we got those kills from. I was like, wait, how did we get those kills earlier? We were messing with a bunch of teams in PvP. Also, we died to Zenith like 3 times in the morning when we were messing with teams. It was pretty funny. Like, we'd almost be done with our Zeniths if we didn't actually let any get away. But they kept dying on us. I mean, not dying on us. I mean, they kept killing us, I mean. Your Gems of War will open for you on PC. Try restarting Steam. That's generally the best way to get it to work. Close Steam. Force exit it in Task Manager, then reopen it, and that generally fixes it. As well as any other issues Steam might be having. But you have to make sure to force exit it in Task Manager because it normally like has background protocol, where it's like still running in the background of your PC even when it's closed. So you have to like force exit it in Task Manager to make sure it fully closes properly. Restarting computer would probably also do that. Or if you don't want to restart, you can just do it through Task Manager. You're not low on gems, but you're planning on saving them. True. I probably should start saving my gems more. Like, realistically, it is not worthwhile to spend gems on a faction like we did. Do we do it out of habit? Yes. However, it is way more efficient to not do it with gems. Same as hero classes, it's way more efficient just to max it out with battles rather than ever spending gems on them and stuff like that. But for stuff for the channel, like if we didn't spend gems for the channel, I think we'd be at 100,000 gems right now, I'm pretty sure. It just, there's a lot of things I spend gems on that we probably necessarily shouldn't, but allows us to show stuff earlier for streams and videos. As long as we're not getting close to ever hitting 0, I don't really mind spending them for things. Luckily, Gems of War is very generous with their amount of gems. We haven't bought in gems in like 5 years or something. It's been a very long time. There's obviously other things that money sink in this game. But you generally don't need to buy gems at a certain point. Especially in the current economy of the game. Like back in the day, gems weren't this prevalent or, you know, this easy to obtain. Actually, that's not true. There actually was one patch back in the day where the gem rate is higher than it was now. I think you could get almost like 10,000 gems in a week. It was pretty insane. There's actually an infinite gem mechanic in the game at 1.2 that was patched out within like a day of it happening. And by infinite gem, I mean literally infinite gem. Because you could convert gems to gold. And if every person in your guild did that, the actual ratios of all the things in the tasks at the time would yield you positive gems. Meaning if you kept having 30 people in your guild convert all gold to gems, all gems to gold, and then spend that gold to get gems, you would net gain more gems than what you spent in gold. So you could just keep doing it over and over and over again forever. That was patched within a single day of it first happening, I'm pretty sure. Like a day or two. It was pretty funny. I was not able to utilize it. It requires like almost your entire guild to be on at the same time, which is hard to coordinate, especially with how quickly it got patched. Let's see, we'll throw that down. Because I think it required like 25 people or something on at the same time, all doing the same thing, converting their gold to gems. I mean, their gems to gold and then back again. It's not possible these days because they drastically have reworked the tasks to be way worse than what they were back in the day. Like, it gives you a wider variety of loot, but the overall value of the loot's actually worse than what you used to be able to get for your gold. Though in all fairness, you can also farm gold at a better rate these days than you were back then. How many more Zeniths do we need? One more. Oh gosh, the elusive final one. Hey, did I ever hand out the second code? Hold up. I don't think I handed out the second code, did I? Let me go hand it out right now. Wait, I don't think I did. I'll go get you guys the nice shiny second code. Did I? No, I didn't. Pretty sure I didn't. Yeah, let me go hand out the second one. Let's see. So let me go hand out the second code because I actually forgot to hand one out this morning, so you guys get it. Let's see. Grab that, grab that, grab that. Please let me get the thing. There we go. Alright, copy all that, and here you guys go. There is the redeem code used on gemsofwar.com underneath the game code section. Your invite code can be found in your settings menu, whatever game says right over here is what you put in for your invite code. Redeem code's right over there in chats. Copy paste random numbers and letters starting with GQ. And it gives same order as always, 2 treasure maps, 1 gem key, 200 souls, and 2,500 gold. And there's the two redeem codes between a wall of all the loot we got from faction. Because it keeps updating it in a different mail every single time instead of collapsing it all in one for whatever reason. Which is weird because if you have too much mail, it actually collapses it. But otherwise, it doesn't collapse it. And then you get a billion mails. Which is weird because I believe... Actually, no, legendary tasks aren't like that. Legendary tasks only collapse if you... Yeah, it's weird. For whatever reason, there's a lot of mails in the game that only collapse on top of each other once they have a certain amount. They do not collapse onto each other if you don't have like a super high amount of mail, like over 50 or something, which is very strange. Like legendary tasks are like that, and I believe faction tasks are like that. where every single individual task and every single individual like shard thingy that you end up getting, each instance of it, will give you a different mail. However, it'll collapse if you have like over 50 something mails on your mailbox, because there's a cap of 100. I just wish it to kind of always collapse. It'd be easier to tell. But if anyone still has any other questions or anything you want me to go over, do let me know. Because at this point, we're just mostly hunting for the final Zenith. And I'm probably calling it a wrap for tonight. If you buy 20 tasks at the same time, it'll group them. Interesting. I have never done that. People in my guild have. I don't think I've ever done 20 million gold all at once. Normally because I tend to keep a reserve of 10-ish million. So very rarely would I have that much extra reserve. Actually, I think I did do it once. I think we did it for like the 5th anniversary of the guild. We ended up putting like 20 million in or something. I don't think I noticed it collapse because so many people were doing tasks that were collapsing on top of each other. That I just assumed everything was collapsing because it was. So many tasks were being done. Because I think we hit something like 500 plus tasks that week or something. Something absurdly high. So there's probably some mega guilds that actually hit that much. Because I think there's some guilds with like a 3 to 5 million requirement or something. If everyone did 5 million, you would hit, what is that? Like 120-ish legendary tasks? I forget how much gold you normally need initially. I think it's 120 or so. Or, you know, you need like 30-ish million initially. So that'd be like 100 or so tasks, or 120. I think my guild on average normally gets like 50 legendary tasks per week. Because with a requirement of 2 million, assuming it's like 30-something million, yeah, that means we'd get like 30-something, and anyone who does extra would push it over to the 50. Also, we got a mythic the other week from it too. I'm pretty sure it was a useless one because I don't remember which one it was. Did we figure out the optimal pure faction team? Yes. We went over in the other video, or the other stream. I haven't covered a video for. I meant to, but we will be either tonight or tomorrow morning. Realistically, tomorrow morning. The team is the Golem with 3 of the legends, the Dragon Legend. The game plan is spam the Dragon Legend over and over and over again. Put both the banners into him, +2 into the color that's not being blocked by the Golem, and then just spam that until you win. And the Golem is used for 2 things: to trigger your Gargoyle gems, but also to mana accumulate, and also to tank. Mostly to tank. And there we go, our final Zenith. Yeah, we'll have a video with the copy paste on it, hopefully by tomorrow morning. And yeah, here's the team specifically. It's Dark Golem, triple Obsidian Axis with +2 brown, +1 purple, -1 green. And you want to make sure you +2 this to make sure that you can get its mana directly, because you generally don't really want to cast Dark Golem immediately, whereas you do want to start getting your AoE spams down, as that's the main way you win battles, and it will help speed up the battles. Yeah, let's go claim the loot. So we have our 2 things here. Yeah, we're almost there. We get Zenith next Thursday, and I'm really hyped for it. It's going to be stronger than the Mythic we just got, oddly enough. It has the inverse trait, but a way better overall effectiveness. So, for one, it's a construct, which is huge. The other one's not a construct, this one is. It creates evil Gargoyle gems instead of good Gargoyle gems, which is definitively better. Because you could basically Essence of Evil the entire enemy team if you got enough of these. And it's better to disable the enemy than to buff yourself. And, which is basically how most mechanics work in this current state of the Gems of War. Is way more effective just to make sure the enemy can't do anything to you, than to make sure you can do more to the enemy. It's better just to make sure they can't do anything to you. Anyways, it creates 1 billion Doom Skulls. It's 5 by default. 1 single extra turn's putting it to 8. If you get 3 extra turns, you're already at 14. Anything at 14 or above is going to be absurd for how much it's going to do for value. Because not only do you complete board clear for mana accumulation, but you're also damaging a lot of pressure, clearing out the board, and triggering every Eagle Gargoyle gem on the board. It's going to be absolutely insane what this thing can end up doing. And is going to be probably the strongest construct in the game, other than though possibly even stronger, but like it's gonna be like competing with Lord of Slaughter on like who's stronger. Like it's Lord of Slaughter mythic level good on Doomskulls. It could arguably be the best Doomskull setter in the entire game. It requires a little bit of setup, but if you're running double Zenith, which won't really be possible once we get to first Zenith, but it will at some point, it's gonna be very strong. Yeah, we'll see how it works out. Be fun to see. Anyways, any other questions, anyone? Otherwise, definitely feel free to leave a like on stream. We'll be back on tomorrow night, same time as always, 1 hour and a half prior to now tomorrow. No midday stream tomorrow. We won't be doing Xenoblade Chronicles. However, we will be continuing that this Sunday. Aside from that, yeah, we'll have our normal stream tomorrow night. Hopefully we'll finish up most, if not all, of the faction, as well as Pure Faction. And we'll go from there. And that's pretty much the game plan. We should have the videos up in the morning, going over not only the new Mythic, but also the new faction. And we covered a stream earlier today, if you want to look at it now. It's a little bit longer. Obviously, the other ones will be shorter, more concise with all the codes. But we did go over technically everything in the other stream already. But we'll have a shorter one soon, TM. And we'll go from there. Anyways, guys, enjoy your weekend. Best of luck with all the grinds. And I'll catch you guys soon. Thanks for stopping by, everyone. And I'll catch you guys later. Enjoy your weekend.